Glenn.
Yes, he's just got to keep it together in this fight. He's a very good boxer, but he's just got to keep the chin down.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, please welcome the defending world champion, introducing Joel Casamayor.
Well, he's a world champion from Cuba, but he's still tending to be overshadowed by the likes of Floyd Mayweather and Diego Corrales, who made in what is an absolute cracker on January the 20th, and also overshadowed a little too by Acelino Freitas, the big punching Brazilian. Doesn't feel he's getting the recognition he deserves as yet, Casamayor, but he's unbeaten and he's got bags and bags of talent, Glenn.
Yes, well, it's very easy to be overshadowed when you're in a division as good as this one, really full of talent. He just hasn't quite shown the charisma, the punch power that the rest has, but he's certainly a very good talent, and he really, what he needs is just one of the big fights with one of the other champions.
Star amateur, of course, Casamayor, including Olympic gold in Barcelona in 1992, when incidentally he beat Ireland's Wayne McCulloch in the final that year. He defected from Cuba to the United States just before the 1996 Olympics. It's an interesting story, that of Casamayor, and there's talk, if he comes through this fight against Garcia, that he will be in a big showdown with Acelino Freitas, and I tell you what, I'll be first in the queue for that. Got to win this one first, though.
All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Super Featherweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Texas station, it's showtime! Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with red trim, fighting out of and representing his hometown of Oxnard, California. He weighed in at a ready 129.5 pounds with a record of 33 wins, 2 losses. 24 of his wins have come by way of knockout. Here is the former IBF junior lightweight champion of the world, currently ranked the number 8 super featherweight by the WBA, introducing the challenger, Roberto Grandpa Garcia. And his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion, ready to fight on my left in the red corner, entering the ring wearing silver trunks with blue and red trim, fighting out of Miami, Florida by way of Guantanamo, Cuba. He weighed in at the limit of 130 pounds even. He's a gold medalist in the 1992 Olympic Games. As a professional, his record is unblemished at 23 wins, no losses, 14 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making the second defense of his title. Here is the undefeated WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Joel El Cepillo Casamayor. Once again, a referee in charge, Kenny Bayless, now to give instructions. 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
Kenny Bayless, the referee here.
Okay, listen up, fellas. I went to both dressing rooms and we went over the rules. I want you to obey my commands at all times and keep the fight clean at all times. Any area in this area is a good punch. Any area here is a clean punch. Anything below that area, it's low. Any questions from the red corner? Any questions from the blue corner? Good luck, fellas. Touch gloves.
2 of the top super featherweights in the world in action here. Garcia fighting to get back into the big time. Casamayor defending his place in that elite league. Purses, Casamayor, $250,000. Garcia knows he's not a world champion anymore, just $50,000. That's £35,000 by my reckoning, which is really pittance money. But he's fighting really to get back into that major purse league. Casamayor on the right of the picture as you look at them, with the red and blue and silver trunks, the white of Garcia. Garcia's been on the floor quite a bit in recent fights. He's been stopped in 2 of his last 3. Once against Corrales, another against Ben Wonder Taki when he was ahead in the fight and then nailed in the final round. I think there might be just a bit of a question mark too about Garcia's stamina at this stage.
Yes, certainly towards the end of fights he lacks stamina and lacks concentration, but Casamayor getting up very sharply behind that southpaw jab and come back with a very sharp left hand.
And the Las Vegas odds layers' odds for this fight were really an insult, I think, to Garcia. They've got Casamayor at 20-1 on to win this contest. I can't really believe that. I mean, you have to favour him, but 20-1 on?
Well, it's ridiculous. Garcia, much better fighter than that, and might fancy himself because Casamayor not really a noted puncher.
He's very quick usually, though, Casamayor, and despite stories of him being flawed in the gym in the past, his chin has always seemed to pass the test, or whenever we've seen him anyway. And he did have well over 300 amateur contests. This man has been fighting all his life. Pretty circumspect start from him, out of range with his southpaw jab, Casamayor, early. They're just having a good look, aren't they, these two?
Yes, Garcia just taking his time, trying to get into range. Casamayor just skirting round the ring, flicking the odd jab.
Casamayor is pretty elusive. Some say just a wee bit too cautious. Maybe that's why he's not got the headlines of the Mayweathers and Corrales so far. Chance of Mexico. That's for the American-Mexican Roberto Garcia.
Casamayor just looking to use his boxing skills. Just pick Garcia off from long range.
He's out of range a lot of the time, isn't he, in this first round?
But Garcia doing very little.
It's almost a 0-0 draw, this first round. Very much a reconnaissance mission, that.
The search for intelligent life. That is my life. Waiting for something to respond to me. But the answer is only miles, not light years away. The new Toyota Avensis with satellite navigation and a responsive VVTi engine. So, if it's out there, what am I doing here?
The new Toyota Avensis.
Welcome back. Yet another new Las Vegas boxing venue here at the Texas Station Casino, well away from the Strip and the north of the city. I'll be honest with you, before tonight, I'd never heard of the place.
No, me neither. Just a small venue, well supported for these two fighters.
Strong Latin feel as well. Joel Casamayor. There's Garcia. Trained in Big Bear for this fight, as ever. 3 years in the Oscar De La Hoya training camp, he was. That's a long time to spend being knocked around in sparring by De La Hoya, isn't it?
Well, not the best thing in the world, is it? Any sort of preparation with De La Hoya.
Second round, Garcia trained by his father Eduardo, incidentally. White trunks with his back to you, the former IBF champion from Oxnard in California. Casamayor based these days in California after a spell in Miami where he sort of went off the rails a little bit. He split up with main events. He was doing too much drinking and partying, they said. That's unlike professional boxers, isn't it, Glenn?
Very unlike professional boxers. Certainly when the world champ.
Looked like he was thinking about the elbow body slam for a moment there, Casamayor. Little grin came onto his face. I think it was, well, in the main, playful.
They're both just rushing things a little, neither one getting their shots on too well. And the styles not gelling that well, the orthodox and the southpaw styles.
Watch your head.
Much use of the head, says referee Kenny Bayliss. Very hard to catch cleanly, Casamayor. Learned so much as part of the Cuban amateur system, which of course is world-renowned. Clever fighter. But I think Garcia, the word from his training camp is that he's come into this with plenty of belief.
This is a bit better from Casamayor, looking to push forward now and catching Garcia with two good body shots.
Just pushing out the southpaw jab quite a lot of the time, though, Casamayor, not really ramming it home. It's good from Garcia with the right hand.
Well, against the southpaw, that's the punch he's going to be looking for. He's throwing it not that regular, but he's trying to just pick it up a bit more now.
Garcia, who calls himself Grandpa, you can see it written there on his boxing trunks. Don't know why he's got that nickname, because he actually isn't a Grandpa. So work that one out. This is a bit better from Casamayor now, just showing his hand speed. Looks like a frustrating guy to fight, Casamayor.
Yes, he certainly has ability. He's a good mover, good technical fighter in very fast hands.
That was a bit low from Casamayor. Second defense of the title for him, incidentally. He won it in May of last year against Yong Kwon Bak. Fernando Vargas looks like he's been putting on a bit of weight, doesn't he? Vargas, since fighting Felix Trinidad. Looks like he might have had a healthy diet of fast food for a couple of months.
Yeah, he looks like he's had a good Christmas and New Year, doesn't he?
Well, he deserved it. That was a hard fight. Don't want to blow up too much between fights, though. There's the low one, isn't it?
Yeah, low blow. But Garcia getting a decent left hook on just after that.
Round 3 for the WBA Super Featherweight Championship. Casamayor with the blue and red flashes on his trunks, the white of Roberto Garcia. Good left hand through the middle from Casamayor.
Yes, Casamayor looks quite good when he stands his ground, when he looks to throw his punches with more strength. He does look good then.
Nobody's beaten him so far. 23 straight wins, 14 by knockout, which doesn't suggest a sensational punch power.
But sometimes from Casamayor, you just notice Garcia getting through. The defense at times can be weak. He does drop his hands, especially while he's trying to throw punches.
Well, he's always had that slightly vulnerable look at world level. He won the title against Harold Warren, had to get off the floor in his first defense to beat Ramon Ledon of Cuba. And in his second defense too, he survived a last round blitz against Juan John Molina to prevail in that one. Punch resistance and chin, question mark.
Sorry, and this now a bit better from Garcia, who's starting to push Casamayor on the back foot and try and get his punches off quicker.
Yes, he needs to solve the speed problem, and he did it there. Got close in, body and headshot from Garcia. And the right hand again. No head movement that time from Casamayor, who's not doing too much in this round.
No, better round for Garcia. He's starting to catch Casamayor.
No knockdown. Wouldn't mind having another look at that one, I must say.
Well, there seemed to be a right hand go in again from Garcia, putting the pressure on well now.
Yeah, and he nailed him against the ropes. This is good from Garcia. Casamayor's not looking at 20-1 on shot at the moment in there. Garcia beginning to believe. And again, gets there with a right hand. I said Casamayor was hard to hit, but in this round, there's been very little head movement from him, and Garcia has been getting in a little closer, just stepping in and finding the range. And there it is again.
Garcia picking his punches very well indeed. This is a good round for him, nice and sharp, good concentration. This is the sort of round he needed just to get a foothold in this fight.
I think he needed it for his confidence as well, Glenn. Is he solving the problems here? This is getting really interesting.
Live from the Royal Albert Hall, Sky Sports brings you the World Sports Awards. The best sportsmen and women of the year 2000 are honored and recognized at the gala evening, graced by legends. Join me and the greatest sporting names in an evening to remember.
With entertainment from All Saints, Bryan Adams and Cirque du Soleil, Roger Moore presents the World Sports Awards. Tuesday at 8, Sky Sports 1.
Well, is Casamayor in trouble here? He looked bad in that third round, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Certainly after the knockdown, he seemed to go to bits a bit.
Just keep your punches straight.
It wasn't counting the knockdown, but
start using doble jab.
he just seemed rattled from that.
Okay? Keep your 1-2s going.
Joe Goosen,
Balance, okay?
the trainer.
Okay?
Now, was that a knockdown, Glenn?
Well, it certainly catches him on the side of the head. It wasn't that clean a punch, but it definitely looked as if a left hook landed. But it was good work from Garcia, kept the pressure on, good concentration. And Casamayor certainly in a bit of trouble.
Well, can Garcia build on that in round 4? Due to go 12, of course, for the Super Featherweight Championship of the world as recognized by the World Boxing Association. Sharp little punches on the inside from Casamayor. He looks the naturally cagey sort, doesn't he, Casamayor? Caught by the left hook of Garcia.
He's trying to pick his work rate up here, Casamayor. He knows that he has to do that, but he also has to be careful he doesn't walk into any of these good punches from Garcia.
Let's hope he hasn't believed too much of the pre-fight publicity here, because it's always dangerous fighting a fellow who's basically got his whole career on the line, and that is the case with Garcia here. Garcia is trying to answer those who think he might be close to being washed up at 25. He's not looking washed up, is he?
Well, he's looking very focused, trying to keep Casamayor on the back foot, just to upset the rhythm.
Casamayor reduced here to looking for things on the counter. It's Garcia who's trying to take the fight to him. Don't push him away like that, says Kenny Bayless. It's a decent payday, isn't it, for Casamayor, really? $250,000. It's not the worst, really, for a super featherweight.
No, that's a good payday, but he'll want a big fight with the likes of Mayweather.
Translates, by the way, to £178,000, in case you were wondering.
You did that quickly, and you seem to know your sums there.
Well, I hit a few buttons beforehand.
Again, good for Garcia, just keeping Casamayor on the back foot. Casamayor a little bit flustered by this.
It's good stuff, this, from Garcia. This is another round for him, the way this is going. There's a troubled look about Casamayor at this stage. He looks like a fighter who knows he'll have to start doing something a little differently.
Yes, he's looking for the answers, Casamayor. Just can't find it. Garcia the one getting through.
And moving into a lead on my card.
With its unique control blade independent rear suspension, the Ford Focus gives you ultimate control. And Ford's clear price policy means you can drive one away from just £10,495.
Y más, no, más rectos así.
Well, what's he going to do about this, Casamayor? Quite impressed with Joe Goosen there in the corner, flicking effortlessly from Spanish to English.
Well, in California, I think you've got to be able to do that. I'm sure he'll have a gym full of Hispanic fighters.
Here's round 5 then. Casamayor with the blue and red flashes on the trunks, defending his titles. Another good straight right hand from Roberto Garcia. After Fernando Vargas's defeat by Felix Trinidad, an emphatic defeat, that Oxnard, California camp could do with the lift of a Garcia victory here. Always just as the worry with Garcia, though, that he could fall apart. It's been a recurring pattern, really, in some of his more recent fights.
Casamayor needs to build up more attacks. He's too much thinking about defense. He's allowing Garcia to come at him, and Garcia obliging and hitting him with shots.
And he really is a top quality operator as well, Garcia. Certainly in the skills department. It's genuinely world class.
He's finding Casamayor time and time again with that wide right hook. Casamayor just doesn't have the answer for that punch.
Listen, look, none of this. Clean, okay?
Clean it up.
All right, time in.
Little warning to both of them. Halfway through the 5th round. Garcia very much a family concern, with his dad as trainer, his mum steaming his meals, his sister making his trunks, and his brother Danny also in the corner.
That's certainly keeping it in the family.
I wonder how much he has to pay them all. $50,000 doesn't go that far. But it's the win he needs here, more than anything.
Casamayor starting to pick up, use his jab a bit better, but he needs to do more than that. He's got to put something behind the jab.
Most of the power shots seem to be coming from Garcia. He looks the more motivated of the two, the one making the fight. And that goes quite a way, too, in the judging, particularly in Las Vegas. There's a tentative, almost negative look about Casamayor.
Well, he's done a bit better for me, Casamayor, in this round. He's used the jab to better effect.
Little nod from Casamayor to his opponent as the round ended. You and I differed on that one. You went for Casamayor there. I gave it to Garcia.
Yes, I thought Garcia threatened. He came forward, but Casamayor was doing the work behind the jab, and I thought he did enough to get the round.
So you got Casamayor a point ahead. I have Garcia leading at this stage.
Casamayor just flicking the jab, or getting caught with a left hook from Garcia there. Just hasn't quite found his timing.
Yeah, I thought the quality shots, what there were in that round, were from Garcia.
That's when Kenny Bayless had to give them a warning, mostly for Casamayor. He was the one that was holding on. Garcia just trying to use the elbow, but just trying to get Casamayor off him.
Moving on towards the halfway stage. WBA Super Featherweight Championship at 9 stone 4. Both of them making the weight at the first time of asking. Now Casamayor starts to go for it a bit here at the start of round 6. It's like the corner of Sitton. Look, you've got to start doing something. And these are big shots. He's wobbled here. Garcia, oh dear. Is it all going to go wrong for him here? Casamayor goes through the gears. And Garcia starts to look fragile. This is much, much different. This is a different Casamayor.
Well, if Joe Goodson's read the riot act, it certainly worked.
When he's getting a point knocked off for, I think, a punch behind the head.
Listen to my command. How you going?
Well, that's controversial. That is controversial. All happening here at the start of round 6, but Casamayor with a long time left in the round. Can he get Garcia going again? I tell you what, that was a handy break for Garcia.
Yes, it didn't. It was a good break. Casamayor didn't really need that, but Casamayor still got Garcia in trouble.
Just had a little time to clear his head. More hard-looking left hands from Casamayor, who suddenly, I think, got the message that he's in a real fight here and might have been behind, and the corner have said, come on, get out there and start taking it to him a bit.
Well, he's so much more a better fighter when he is in this aggressive mode.
He's in trouble here, Garcia. He's being hit at will, no head movement. These left hands thumping home with monotonous regularity and ominous regularity for Roberto Garcia. Is he going to get through this? There's still 1.5 minutes left in the round, Glenn.
Well, he's struggling. It doesn't look like he will if he keeps getting hit with punches like this. Good southpaw left hands going in, really rocking the head back of Garcia.
This is a big, big round for Casamayor.
Don't hold him.
Garcia has to suck this up somehow, cover up a bit, tighten up that defense, and try to get through somehow.
Well, if Casamayor had been a bigger puncher, I don't think Garcia would be in there. He's caught him time and time again with that straight left.
You just can't cope with it. You have to ask the question too, why didn't Casamayor do something like this before? Because these tactics are obviously so much more effective. Now he's got Garcia on the back foot for the first time.
Yes, certainly didn't have this effect when he was flitting around the ring, just snaking out the jab. Now he's effective.
It's like somebody set the alarm clock for Casamayor and it started jangling in his ear. And he really started going to work, and Garcia at times has looked here as if he might be on the brink of getting beaten in this round, but he does get through it. A round in which, remember, Casamayor had a point deducted, we think, for a punch behind the head in there. But I think that would have been a 10-8 round for Casamayor, even without that, so I go 10-9 Casamayor there.
Yes, definitely a 10-8 round. It was all Casamayor. Garcia now cut above the right eye, so he's got so much to contend with, but was getting hit time and time again with that left hand.
They're getting pretty excited in that Garcia corner. I should think he could do without everybody talking like that. He needs something clear. He looks in a pretty bad way in that corner to me.
Well, that was the punch that really shook him up, but right from the start, Casamayor went out to do a job. You know, he'd been read the riot act, he knew what he had to do, and he went out to do it.
Okay, let's go.
Well, this is a big, big test. There was the deduction of a point for Casamayor. Damaged by the eye, as you can see, for Garcia as they come out for round 7. Was a minute long enough for him? That was easily the most emphatic round of the contest. Pity for Garcia, who was doing so well to that point. Can he rebuild? Oh, big right hand from Garcia. Casamayor takes the punch. Okay, and the uppercut. This is better again from Garcia.
But Casamayor just hasn't followed up his advantage. He's just started to stand off. This is give Garcia the little room to get his head together and start getting his punches off.
Damage by the right eye for Roberto Garcia. It's turning into a good fight, this. This is strange from Casamayor. He's gone back into his shell again. Instead of just coming out and throwing in those left hands again that were having Garcia in so much trouble, he's let Garcia come back.
Well, he really has just let Garcia off the hook. He had him there. He just had to come out and start throwing punches again, take the fight to him. He found the weakness in Garcia. He found what was going to trouble him, push him on the back foot. And now all of a sudden he's let Garcia come to him.
Blood coming from the side of that right eye. Garcia rebuilding his confidence significantly in this round. It's a strange sort of performance, this, by Joel Casamayor. Time out here. They're going to take him to the corner to have the doctor look at that eye.
Not hurting his vision, so we'll go ahead.
No problem at all. I can't really see why the referee did that, to be honest with you. The blood is flowing down by the side of the eye, and it's not a major cut.
Watch your head! Watch your head!
A bit fussy, isn't he, Kenny Bayless?
Yeah, he's just getting himself a bit noticed too much.
Referees have a difficult job, but he's just been on the scene and on the case a bit too much. I thought Casamayor was a bit unlucky to have the point deducted as well.
Yes, I agree with you, Ian. Kenny Bayless just at times made himself a bit too busy.
It's not as if he's been persistently offending or anything like that.
That's right. Better for Garcia now, who's come out to try and get himself back in this fight, push forward, get Casamayor back into retreat.
Wonder how the judges have got this at the moment. Give that to Garcia, I think. I've got Garcia in a 2-point lead on my card.
Well, I've just got Casamayor in a 1-point lead.
Family watching on the television. Roberto Garcia's family. The right eye is a problem. It is by the side of the eye, though, so it's not obscuring the vision. Casamayor by 1 for Glenn, Garcia by 2 for me. There you go. Here's round 8. Texas Station Casino in Las Vegas. It's a good effort, though, this, by Garcia. He's shown in this contest that he still belongs at this kind of level.
Well, he's shown that he's still got the heart for the job. With a bad 6, but he's come back well.
And this is the kind of level to which fighters like Manchester's Michael Gomez has to aspire, the British champion, ranked number 1, by the way, by the WBO, whose champion's Acelino Freitas. I don't think they'll want that fight for the moment if they're sensible. Not quite yet. Looks pretty fresh, Casamayor. Almost gives the impression that he's boxing within himself at times.
Well, I think sometimes, being critical about him, maybe he is, because he's shown what he can do when he really means to do it. Sometimes just a little bit leisurely about his work.
He's a bit infuriating in that respect. Good left hand, though, from Casamayor there. Rocked the head back of Garcia.
Yes, Casamayor looking to show his skills more in this round. Just pick the shots better. Avoid the punches from Garcia and then come back with good counters.
his best, Casamayor can look graceful and classy. At other times, he can look a bit tepid and negative. Good body shot from Garcia round the borderline. I thought it was about on the border, but the referee, who's got a better view, of course, closer in, thought it had strayed below. And Garcia's come back well after taking a pasting in the 6th.
Garcia still very positive, still taking the fight to Casamayor. A good left hook there.
Shakes his hand as if to say, not her, his head, I should say, Garcia. Well, curious around that one.
At the Boots Opticians frame sale, even some designer frames are as little as half what you'd normally fork out.
Someone, somewhere, will never have to worry about money again.
The Mail on Sunday and the Daily Mail could be giving you £25,000 every year for the rest of your life. That's over £2,000 a month. And a bonus of £100,000 tax-free. Start tomorrow in the Mail on Sunday.
Welcome back to the Texas Station Casino in Las Vegas. Close-ish fight here with Paul Casamayor starting a 20-1 on favourite with the local odds layers, having a stiffish defence against a valiant Roberto Garcia in the white trunks on the right of your picture at the moment.
Step back clean, guys.
Well, this fight showing how ridiculous those odds are in a two-horse race.
Will Casamayor really try to pick it up again in this round?
Stop. Step back. There we go.
His build-up to this fight included 1 day off training to attend the birth of his first child, so congratulations, and there's a left hook, or cross I should say, that has got Garcia down on the seat of his pants. Now then, great shot from the champion, and once again Garcia is on the floor for about the 10th time in his career. Now can Casamayor get the job done now? Oh, he's looking groggy here. Garcia, big chopping left hands, and down he goes again. And he's calling it off. He's calling it off. He's stopped it, Kenny Bayless, in the 9th round. Casamayor, an explosive burst to end all the arguments at a time when the fight must have been in the balance on the scorecards. Casamayor is still the champion, and you have to say, despite a performance in which he blew hot and cold, the finish was impressive.
It was very good. He got the job done in good style. Started with that left hand, just putting it on the chin. He just kept those left hands going in. Excellent punches, looking for the chin, getting that choppy one in there. The legs go, and he kept the pressure on.
And Kenny Bayless decides that that was enough, and there were no protests from Garcia, who was all over the place there. That was worrying, really, the way that his head was rocked about like that.
Yes, the last few chopping left hands were very, very good punches.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a time of 1 minute 14 seconds in round number 9. A referee in charge, Kenny Bayless, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout. He is still undefeated and still the WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the world, Joel El Cepillo Casamayor.
And the word around ringside here is that 2 of the judges had Garcia ahead. Let's get some reaction now.
Joel, congratulations to you. Luis, we need you to interpret right now. Was this more trouble than you had expected tonight?
¿Tú pensabas que esta pelea fue más difícil de lo que tú esperabas?
No, yo no es difícil porque yo me entrené para esta pelea y hice lo que me fue en la esquina. 4 o 5 rounds y después nos pegamos y nos vamos. Él estaba noqueado en 5 rounds. Pero yo me entrené para esta pelea.
He says, you know, he was doing exactly what his corner was telling him. Don't hurry up. Take your time. 4 or 5 rounds, box him, keep him moving, make him catch flies, and, you know, after that, just take over. And that's exactly what he did. He came out in the 6th and had him hurt.
But Luis, as Joel